It's a 17-hour drive from Bowling Green, Ohio to Moosehorn National Wildlife Refuge near Calais, Maine. The home of Bowling Green State University, BG, Ohio is where I grew up and where I go to college. When college is in session, the town doubles its size, making it a busy place with art events, sports, and lots of food. I love my hometown, but I've always wanted to see other parts of the world. I'm lucky to have parents who were able to take my sister and me to visit new cities and regions, observing the changing landscapes, backpacking all along the way, and meeting new people from many different cultures. This summer was a huge journey for me, a summer on my own, and it's been a really good one. Honestly, the summer crept up on me, and by the time I blinked and looked at the date, I was driving out to Philadelphia for a week-long orientation. The Career Discovery Internship Program through the Student Conservation Association and the Fish and Wildlife Service seemed to me full of people who cared about the environment and were determined to have a meaningful, positive impact on the world that we share with all living things. It was refreshing and inspiring. I left that week ready to get my hands dirty at Moosehorn. My home is in a place called the Great Black Swamp, carved and flattened by glaciers. Drained by ditches hundreds of years ago, Bowling Green is still flat, but it's no longer a swamp. When I was younger, I tried to imagine how many bugs would have swarmed that great black wetland, but I could never have come close to imagining the proper number of insects until I worked a summer out at Moosehorn. Moosehorn is beautiful in its own special way. It has hills, even small mountains, swampy areas, large and small lakes, different types of forests. The wide range of habitats within one area of land amazed me, and this diversity didn't end with my geographic surroundings. I learned, slowly, hundreds of different birds, trees, aquatic and land creatures, and, of course, the many types of biting insects. When I first arrived, I was a little apprehensive. I was in a strange place. I missed home with my family and friends. I didn't like the bugs. I wasn't sure about my roommates. But slowly, I started to change my attitude. Slowly, I began to engage the community around me. Slowly but surely, my life became busy with exploring this new world that I'd awoken to. And beyond everything else, I felt useful to the refuge, helping them with projects that had been put on hold for a long time. I created the official Facebook page for the refuge and developed a smartphone app of voice tours for different trails. I designed updated trail brochures and spoke with visitors in the headquarters building, directing them and answering their questions. I helped with the annual Children's Fishing Derby, listening to parents, teachers, and children tell me how much they look forward to the event every year. I helped to lead a trip with the Youth Conservation Corps to Baxter State Park, where we summited Mount Katahdin. We were pretty sore and tired afterwards, but the journey was well worth it. Of course, I did some trail maintenance. I also worked with the biology staff to band songbirds, round up geese, survey eagles' nests, and look for loons with chicks. Of all the biology jobs that I helped with, the songbird banding was the most nerve-wracking and the most rewarding. I had mixed feelings about catching the birds in nets and somehow freeing them, but I also wanted to understand the detailed work of aging and measuring the birds. This job taught me the most about working as a wildlife biologist and about myself. But my summer was not purely work. My roommates and I explored the surrounding areas as much as possible. We drove to Halifax, Nova Scotia, where my car broke down, and after a lot of creativity and patience, we were able to make it back in one piece, the car included. Twice, we made it up to Aroostook County, the very northern border of Maine, where I saw my very first moose. We explored the coastline, mostly in the fog, to see puffins, seals, and whales. I nursed a baby-hooded merganser with worms and water until we could get her to a rehab center. We went to many festivals, planted a garden, hauled manure, and cooked amazing family dinners. At the close of my summer, I am left with the feeling that I've learned a lot. I have not only learned about animals and conservation practices, but I've also learned a lot about myself. I have decided that I don't want to be a biologist, and it's taken me a while to figure this out. I'm glad that I had the visitor services position. It helped me to realize that I want to work with people, changing the way that we think about conservation and sustainability and food and community development and our own personal impact on the world. I'm not sure what I want to do in the future, but maybe that's okay. I have found a new, focused direction during this internship. It's the people that I have met during the course of my summer that have made a huge impact on me. Talking with a fisherman in Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia, having conversations with my internship mentor, dining with strangers at the fire station bean supper, feeling very welcomed and included. It is these small moments of conversation and teaching that I will remember the most about my experience at Moosehorn. Thank you to all of the Moosehorn staff and volunteers, my roommates and neighbors, my new friends and family, for welcoming me to a strange place up in this small corner of Maine. You have made my summer meaningful and unforgettable.